anyone who cannot be happy around you cannot be happy with you. They also cannot be close to you. They will consistently seek time away from you for them to simply be at peace. My name is Sheon Afolayan. I am your bliss catalyst. Follow me for unpopular tips that can transform your marriage right away. Also, check out my website, blisscatalyst.org, for courses and content that will set you on the path of bliss that you have always desired. So, many people think that they hold the key to their spouse's happiness and that whatever decision their spouse makes must make them feel comfortable, and if they feel somehow uncomfortable with whatever decision or choice that their spouse makes, something must be wrong. And therefore, they will guilt trip and manipulate and criticize their spouse until the person changes their choice, even if their initial decision is what makes them happy. Many also feel that their spouse is supposed to consistently sacrifice their happiness to make them happy, and that is how they're going to have a good marriage. Foul. The least, why would you wear dark clothes? Why would you dye your hair red? I mean, why will anybody eat rice with egusi soup? Why would you decide to go for that program? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? The list goes on and on and on. The reality is, of course, there are exceptions, because if someone is making a decision that inflicts pain on the family, of course, the person needs to check it out. If someone decides to gamble with the family money, for instance, you can criticize them. You can call them out. If someone is consistently emotionally unavailable, or they are not taking up their responsibility in the family, you have the right to call them out. But beyond these boundaries, freedom is one of the greatest gifts that God has given anybody, and marriage must not lead to the loss of the greatest gift, freedom of choice, that God has given anybody, because whatever takes your power of choice away has enslaved you. Whatever takes your power of choice away has enslaved you. This is the reason why many people feel trapped in their marriage, because their spouse has taken their power of choice away. Their spouse has taken their power of choice away, and anything that takes your power of choice away has enslaved you. Marriage comes with enormous responsibility, but marriage must not come with slavery. Marriage comes with responsibility, but it must never come with slavery. So, if you've taken the power of choice from your spouse today, and you are always fond of criticizing, guilt-tripping, and cutting them down whenever they make a choice that makes them happy and makes you feel uncomfortable, you need to go and give them back their freedom of choice. Because if you don't, you may have your way, but alongside, you will also have an unhappy spouse. And if this trend continues, you may not have any spouse again. It's only in the power of choice that your spouse can give you the room to invite you gently to help them and to take your perspective to shape the decision they want to make. It is honorable when you are invited into the decision, rather than you always criticizing, always trying to force yourself on them to make decisions, making them to change decisions that simply make their soul happy. You don't want to just have a spouse, you want a happy spouse. And therefore, you need to stop controlling your spouse. Allow them to be free to make decisions that make them happy, even if sometimes it makes you uncomfortable. And as you do that, I wish you bliss.